Are you tired of having your Sims families feel like there's no character to them at all? As if it was much more like a chore than an engaging experience? And what about that feeling of a lack of progress while playing this barren game? Wouldn't it be so much better if for $40 you could get the family life you always dreamed of? Well, do I have news for you, my dear simming friends, because for that exact price point, The Sims 4 Growing Together promises a family experience beyond compare, bringing color to an otherwise black and white world of simming. But is it worth it? Does the pack live up to the hype, I hear you asking? And aren't you lucky, because today I will try to answer those two questions and help you decide whether you should spend your hard-earned money on this expansion pack or if you are better off buying yourself some nice clothes at your favorite department store. But first, what are the rules of the game? Well, in the spirit of keeping the review as objective as possible, these are the points that I took into consideration for the grade I ended up giving this pack. Point number 1. Although some of these features should have definitely been base game, they are not, and they probably will never be. So I will not take that into account while checking out the pack, because in my opinion, it is pointless. Number 2. I will grade the following categories that I consider are the most important of the entire game, and those are Create a Sim, Build and Buy mode, Gameplay, the world, and also there's gonna be a special mention for cross-pack compatibility at the end of the video. Number 3. I will grade each category from 0 to 5 Simusi points, with 0 being the lowest and 5 the highest, and at the end I'm going to average all categories to get a final score for the pack. If the pack has a good cross-pack compatibility, it gets half a point as a bonus. So, without further ado, what does Growing Together bring to the table? First, I want to introduce you to my reviewing sidekick, Liboria. Say hi, Liboria! She and her family will help us out today. Growing Together graces us with a total of 196 creative sim items across all ages and genders, with most of it being for female sims as always, but with a particular preference for infants, which is a good thing in my opinion, since I don't think they'll ever do this again and the base game was lacking a little bit. The clothes are cute, with most of them being onesies, and I can see myself using these a lot, because they are pretty much my only option. Moving on to toddlers, they are the only ones to get new shoes this time around. However, the rest of cast falls very short for them, having the least amount of clothing out of everybody. The clothes are cute, but they are not impressive by any means, and I think there are cuter assets in the base game and packs like toddler stuff. So if you wanted new clothes for your little ones, you've come to the wrong place, unfortunately. Children also feel a bit left out, but they always do. Again, clothes do not feel original at all, but I like the vibe. It comes with some cute accessories like those handmade necklaces, a bike helmet, and whatnot. The hairs for them and toddlers are just conversions from the adult ones, which has been a recurring theme for the past few packs. I find that slightly disappointing, as I would like to see more original stuff for them, but this time I'll take them because I actually really like them, except for the bun hair I ended up giving this child. That one looks weird. Kids also get 4 new aspirations that mix and match skills and activities from both Growing Together and the base game, which makes them more about being a kid than maxing out skills. Teens to elders get a cool assortment of clothes that can fit any age. I like to see clothes that actually fit elders, and I love the new headscarf. Yet again, however, this feels like recolors from stuff from other packs, especially from high school years, dream home decorator, and cottage living, so take that as you may. I personally like the clothes, but come on. Now, the most interesting part about Create a Sim is the addition of family dynamics in the relationship panel, letting you choose from a limited yet complete assortment of options depending on how the Sims are related. I, however, wasn't able to choose anything for in-laws, which the gameplay trailer led me to believe we could. If you choose not to select any though, your Sims can develop them through gameplay. But that's not all, my simming friends, because likes and dislikes have new categories coming to them, which will impact how compatible your sims are in-game. The first category is sim characteristics, which is all about their personalities, and the second one is conversation topics, which, of course, is about what they like to talk about. You can also develop these through gameplay, but if you really want to get the full-on Growing Together experience from the very beginning, I suggest you pre-select some in Create a Sim. I also don't know if any other categories for likes and dislikes have any impact on social compatibility. Taking everything I just said into consideration, I award Growing Together 3 out of 5 Simusi points for Create a Sim, since it's overall okay. I have really no complaints about it, but you know, it could always be better. Now, let's move on to the world. The Sims 4 Growing Together introduces San Sequoia as a new world for your Sims to live in, and although the name might tell you differently, there are no sequoias anywhere, just a stump. However, the world does offer you 12 new lots of varying sizes divided into 3 distinct yet very familiar looking neighborhoods, with each having something new for your Sims to do, such as a new movie theater rabbit hole, a rec center which is a new lot type, an accessible pier with nothing to do on it, a cool water park, and the ability to power walk around it. Apart from that, the world is rather generic in my honest opinion and offers little to nothing new to The Sims 4, especially since you get the new water park objects as part of buy mode and you can add them to any world you like. The movie theater is fun the first couple of times, but I don't see myself using it a lot. lot, to be quite honest, and it is really a shame that power walking isn't a feature of its own, kind of like jogging, and it's only locked to one neighborhood in San Sequoia. All in all, the world is, as expected, really beautiful, and the fog coming from the bay can create a cool atmosphere, but nothing about it really justifies its existence, other than beautiful screenshots and a couple of cute interactions, and in my opinion, we could have done without it. But anyways, San Sequoia gets 2 Simusi points out of 5. It's just not their best work. But speaking of build and buy mode, the newest expansion pack for The Sims 4 comes with a cute assortment of items you would expect to see in a family home. Or at least that's my guess, because I have like 3 pieces of furniture in my house, so yeah. I honestly thought it would be way worse. I'm actually very pleased by it. Is it the most original? Probably not. But the important thing is that it is usable, which isn't the case for some of these packs. The stuff that comes with it feels traditional. Most of it can be used in a family home, while some of it is perfect for community lots. It is well-rounded and covers almost all categories for buy mode, from the bathroom to your kid's bedroom. It has tons of cute decorations that can be used in your nurseries or your living room. There are plenty of children's bags to choose from and a little box to create friendship bracelets with, though you can also use an activity table for that. It also comes with a tree house and a couple of different keepsake boxes. I was expecting a lot less than what we got, but I am genuinely impressed. I think for my style of gameplay and my style of building, this is a great pack. It comes with about 196 items of pure gold that I can see myself using all the time moving forward. So, with that being said, build and buy mode get 5 Simusi points out of 5. So, gameplay, the most important part of any DLC to ever be made. What is going to truly determine if this pack is worth buying? This is going to be a bit of a long drive, so buckle up. The Sims 4 Growing Together introduces 3 main gameplay features: social compatibility, family dynamics, and milestones, as well as a welcome assortment of extra gameplay through different objects and new game mechanics. Social compatibility is really fun when it works properly, and for that, your Sims and the Sims they interact with need to have their Sim characteristics and conversation topics already predetermined from cast, at least some of them. They can get them in-game, but it will take a while for social compatibility to work since Sims won't have nothing to be compatible or incompatible for. Sims with good compatibility will gain relationships faster, while Sims who are incompatible oftentimes reject conversation topics and Sims who don't adjust to the characteristics they prefer. And although they can still build friendships and romance, it will take them a lot longer, and interactions will fail more often than not. Overall, the system works amazing, and once you start noticing it, you'll feel Sims' personalities become more in-depth. They are fun for storytelling as well. For family dynamics, I couldn't really tell them apart very well at first, as they got constantly outshined by milestones and social compatibility. However, I was also playing with a full household, an infant and a toddler, so I was finding myself focusing more on tending to their needs rather than paying attention to how the family interacted with one another. I did notice, however, that Sims who were status close would autonomously hang out more, while Sims who were distant kept apart. The granddad had the strict family dynamic with the child, and I would find him constantly scolding her, but that might have just been parenthood. They would also get special mood lists when they were close or interacted with Sims that shared a specific dynamic with, which would further affect the flow of the conversation. Overall, I didn't get to experience this part of the pack very well, but for what I was able to see, it was perfectly fine, and it adds a social compatibility, more depth in the way Sims interact with each other by getting rid of the constant friendly interactions and replacing them with interactions that make sense with the type of relationship those Sims have. I also noticed my toddler getting constantly mad or sad at my infant gaining milestones. However, that might just have been because she's a toddler and not because of our family dynamic. Milestones were the biggest selling point of this pack and add the most amount of depth and gameplay to the game, especially to the younger life stages. Infant milestones are all about growing up and make the gameplay around it extremely realistic, while also adding a feel of the baby getting older with time as he learned more stuff. They were all about learning new ways to interact with the world around him, but it also had a sense of progression, as he first needed to learn how to raise his head before he could eventually learn to crawl, for example. They are the best milestones in my opinion because they feel impactful in the little one's life. Toddler milestones are really good as they are about learning from the world around them. While infants have milestones like first bath, toddlers get ones like learn to dance or learn to talk. It makes their skill learning feel necessary even though there aren't real consequences to not completing them. They are no longer pointless though. It also tracks how far in their skill learning they are, and just like with infants, it feels gradual, as if they are truly getting older. I also love they have a milestone called First Childhood Friend. I didn't fully get it, but it appeared great out on my Simology panel. Children's milestones also feel amazing. Just like the other 2 life stages, they're about learning from the world around them, but with children we add the experiences. From going to school for the first time to losing a tooth to learning how to ride a bike, children feel alive and with so many possibilities for gameplay. Teens have the worst milestones from the bunch, and I was actually very disappointed about this. Yes, they get a few cool ones, but they are tied to high school years and parenthood. There's nothing unique to them in this pack, which I could have gotten behind if the basics had been covered. Same with young adults. The milestones from these two life stages feel more like an afterthought than anything else. There's not even a milestone for something as important as a first kiss. If you have your teens mess around, the game will give you one for first woohoo instead. There's one for getting a partner or falling in love, but that's as far as you will go without any other packs to help you out. The more meaningful milestones are tied to high school years with stuff like going through puberty or graduating. Teens were just left way behind with not even the basics covered properly, and for a pack centered about growing up, it just feels wrong. Young adults and adults, although there's nothing special to them, they do get a few more basic milestones that are tied to their ability to have babies, get married, get a job, get a burnout from said job, just not for a midlife crisis apparently, but I am not 100% sure about that one. I am not mad at this, as I feel the adult life stages in the game are more fun to play with anyway, and I would just find myself more worried about other stuff they get to do with this pack more often than not. Elder milestones also felt a bit underwhelming, with most of them, if not all, being the same as adults, with very big ones missing, such as retiring or having grandchildren. There are also a bunch of other milestones, both from the base game and other packs, that I didn't get to experience, some of which are even shared through the different life stages, such as being themselves or experiencing a fire. I love this feature, especially for the younger life stages. I didn't even mind that elders don't have that many unique ones because they got a little bit of extra gameplay of their own. I just find it really disappointing that many basic milestones in a person's life are missing. Either way, if you have other packs, you won't be missing them much because there are plenty of ways to play with older life stages already, but the truth is, we shouldn't need other packs to make a single one feel less incomplete. Growing Together is not only about growing up, as it introduces a bunch of new extra gameplay features that are sure to make your game feel more alive, starting with 4 new social events, kind of. Family gatherings, baby showers, slumber parties, and house visits make Growing Together feel like a full-on family extravaganza, bringing aspects that allow your Sims to hang out with one another for a special date. The first 3 function like any other event in-game, and depending on how good you did, they will grant you a reward, like a cute new bassinet, sleeping bags, or a set of picture frames. House visits, though, are a new type of event which you may schedule from your calendar, or if you feel like waiting, it can occur in its own. Either way, they are a fun addition to the game because your house kids will help you around the house, especially with infants, and if you ever get annoyed by them, you can always end the event from the calendar. This expansion pack also includes a bunch of cool family activities such as a treehouse, which you can all build together from scratch and then you can personalize to your heart's delight. You can even upgrade it to add more stuff to it. You also get baby mats, which help your infants reach some of their milestones. There are new changing tables, which let you change your infants and toddlers' diapers, but also plan their outfits. We also get 2 new board games, one that looks like dominoes, and the other one is a puzzle, which you can even frame and hang above your trash cans in the kitchen. Sims can also go walking around different points in Gilbert Gardens, go to the movies in Anchor Point Wharf, teach kids to ride bikes, learn how to ride the bikes as a kid, keep save boxes that elders can take care of, and even allows them to ponder on the meaning of family, and gives them a special opportunity when it comes to influencing family dynamics. It can also store stuff, such as certificates you get for a bunch of milestones like losing a tooth. Also, your children can lose their teeth now and get money from the Tooth Fairy. Anyone who has a job can get a work nemesis, which will prevent them from moving forward in their career, and you can deal with them in various ways. Speaking of work, Sims can now get burnt out. Adults can also now experience a midlife crisis, which is not a milestone as far as I could see, but a set of activities you can do which will appear on the aspiration panel. Elders get special interactions with their grandchildren, like being able to choose a favorite, which may upset the other kids in the household, sneak them a treat, call them a sweet little thing, and they may also reminisce about their milestones and get sad if there aren't that many. Another fun addition are quirks for toddlers and infants. They get 18 unique quirks each, out of which only 3 can be discovered, and they will influence how the Sims behave. Also, starting from young adulthood, Sims can discover up to 3 more personality traits through gameplay. These cannot be chosen nor changed, however, the game will ask you if you want them before adding them. Overall, the Growing Together experience feels rather engaging and well-rounded, except for a few notable absences. I had fun playing the pack, and I can see it becoming an integral part in the way I play my game moving forward, especially as a family player. If you don't like family gameplay though, I don't see you enjoying it a lot. But social compatibility is certainly a good addition for anyone. It's just a matter of setting it up so it doesn't take ages to start doing its thing. So for this, The Sims 4 Growing Together gets a very generous 4 out of 5 Simusi points in the gameplay department. Now, for cross-pack compatibility, I wasn't able to try it out with every pack. However, a Twitter user by the name of ChipSim uploaded a list with the different milestones for the different packs found in the base game code. Her Twitter profile will be linked below if you want to check the list yourselves. I also don't think those are all the milestones available, but they are good nonetheless. Some of the cross-pack milestones found are being abducted by aliens, adopting a pet, beating Greg in a fight, becoming an occult, going through a childhood phase, which I got to see, graduating high school, being crowned pro royalty, earning a degree from university, maxing out the reputation meter, discovering the Omiscan temple, or winning the lottery. There is also more crazy ones like becoming possessed, defeating the mother plant, getting smacked by Agnes Crumplebottom, and even surviving the haunted house. Again, you can check the full list on Chip Sims Twitter. This gives the pack a bonus of 0.5 Simusi points. So, after everything we talked about today, after everything we saw, after everything we lived through, the time has come to announce the grade I gave the Sims 4 Growing Together expansion pack, because yes, I graded it, because that's what I said I would do at the beginning of the video. So, without further ado, the Sims 4 Growing Together expansion pack gets a whopping 4 out of 5 Simusi points! You know, it really is a great pack for family gameplay. Although the world itself is a bit of a miss, it makes up for it with its amazing build buy catalog and great gameplay mechanics that feel natural to the game. If you're a family player like me, I fully recommend you get this pack, as I don't believe you will be regretting it at all. However, if that type of gameplay is not your cup of tea, then perhaps you should just wait for a sale. Anyways, that will be all from me, you guys, but don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what are your thoughts on the new expansion pack. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you agree with me? Let's have a healthy discussion over there, shall we? And don't forget that on Monday, my Let's Play for this pack, and a few others of course, will be premiering, so I hope to see you there. Thank you very much for watching. Bye everyone!